Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video we're going to talk about my update on my ankylosing spondylitis diagnosis. We're going to call it from here on AS because it's a lot of words and well, it's two words, it's a lot of letters. Why am I sounding so giddy already? Okay, so we're going to talk about it, the implications of it, what's happened since and what I have learnt. So hello to you if you're new to this channel, and I'm guessing that you've probably stumbled across this video because maybe you've been newly diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitis or AS. If that's the case, do not panic, you can deal with this. Ugh, that sounds patronising. Okay. So I was in your situation literally about 4 months ago, and I've learned a lot already. I'm not an expert. Please listen to your healthcare providers, but as well do your own due diligence, do your own research, make sure you take control of your own health and your own body, because that for me has been massive. So my name is Louise and I have AS and I also have Crohn's disease. Now Crohn's is something that I've lived with for quite a few years, and I think I've probably lived with AS for quite a few years, but they've just recently diagnosed me. I was diagnosed through an MRI scan I had of my complete spine and hips, and I've asked for the MRI report, which I've since got. Since I made the last video, which I was sat on the sofa here saying I've been diagnosed with AS, and I was a little bit like a rabbit in headlights at the time. So a lot has happened since then, massive changes, and I've got to tell you, in the most positive light, I think it's been a bit of a blessing in a way, because it's made me take care of myself so much better than I already was. And I think I would have probably gone down a slippery slope had I not had this diagnosis. So I don't know what makes you feel like you want to do this or you don't, but for me, I've been so like motivated to, I've like listened to the, okay, you've got the NAAS, that's the National Ankylosing Spondylitis Society. Go and join them. They are in the UK. I don't know what the equivalent is in the States, if you're watching from the States, and if you're from Australia, I have no idea. And hi to the Canadians as well, and the Russians, and there's a lot of you watch in Germany as well. So all of you, if I haven't covered you, I'm sorry. It's just because on the stats, like, there might not be loads of you. So yeah, on the NAAS website, there is so much information. There's so much there that you can do to help yourself. And daily stretching, honestly, for me has been massive. It's been huge in my pain management. I don't have the pain that I did have before, although saying that, part of what's helped me is 100% definitely going to be because I'm not doing so much hairdressing. I've been a hairdresser for years. Standing up is something that really hurts. So to do that, I've had to kind of cut down, which isn't not everybody's going to be able to do that. I fully appreciate that, but you know, I'm just trying to do what I can. I'm trying to give you my sort of tips for what's working for me. I'm also very fortunate that I'm able to slot most days, probably 6 out of 7 days, where I can go to the gym. So this is my approach right now. I'm trying to lose as much weight as I can to hopefully put as least stress on my joints as possible. If you don't know what AS is, then it's it's an autoimmune illness that attacks your joints basically. It's normally the spine and the hips. Because mine, oh, I don't think I told you, I got my MRI report, which I asked for. Now initially I was told by the secretary, we don't know if you're going to be allowed to read that, we have to check with the consultant. And I said, well, I know that I'm entitled to read my MRI report. What I didn't say, because I'm clinically trained, I can read an MRI report and I can make sense of what they're saying without panicking too much, because I know how to do the research. So something there sounded really negative to your layman. If you don't know how to do your research, find someone that does and get them to help you to find out if it's something you need to panic about, something you can do something about, because I just think there's so many answers. So I took a decision to go down a route. When I've done my research, I found there's an opportunistic bacteria, which is, you might have heard of Candida. Candida is a bacteria, so we need it in our system, but what we don't want is too much of it, because it can be a little bit not so good for us. So, and there's another bacteria called Klebsiella, and if you have, like me, Crohn's disease and AS, Klebsiella is very often the bacteria that is responsible for initiating that autoimmune response. Klebsiella loves starch and sugars. It absolutely loves to feed on those. So the more you give of it, the more Klebsiella you're going to have in your system, which is not what you want. So cut out the starches and the sugars, okay? It's hard to do, especially if you're somebody that lives on cereals and bread and pasta and rice and all those kinds of things, and sugary things, you know, like cakes and sweets and biscuits. But do what you can, because honestly you're going to feel so much better. For me, my mental clarity has been so much better. I've been so much more upbeat and happy, and just like I can deal with it, do you know what I mean? So that's what I've been doing. And also, as well as that, like I said, I've been going to the gym, I've been doing my stretches, and I'm doing my best to get these muscles of mine as good as I can to protect the joints, because you know they all kind of work in unison, don't they? So I'm thinking weigh as little as possible, stretch as much as I can to get as supple as I can and get as strong as I can. And honestly, my results have been outstanding. I'm already so much stronger. Like initially, even walking up the stairs to the gym, which is about, I think it's 36 steps or something, it says it on there, was like, at the end of it I was like, oh my god, how am I going to do this gym session because everything hurt. I've found that it's made a difference already, so that's so empowering, and I just feel as though it's kind of all there to, it's all there for the taking, and life is just going to be okay. Now you can massively slow the progress of disease. They've scientifically proven that if you stretch daily, you can really slow the progress of this disease. And spinal fusion is something I do not fancy having. I don't want to be... I'm looking over there at the wheelchair. The wheelchair is mine, and I was given that about 3 years ago. I was told, like, walk for 10 minutes and then get in that because of the pain. I tend to use that... I use that for mum nowadays more than I do for me, I'm pleased to say. And I don't want to be in there if I can help it. If in several years' time they say to me, okay, you've got fusion happening and I've tried everything that I can absolutely to live my best life, I know there's nothing more that I could have done. I'm quite reluctant to go down the route of, I'm sorry about these noises, it's Harley, he's chewing his chew. I'm quite reluctant to go down the route of the medication that they want to give me. The DMADS, it stands for disease modifying something drugs. There's those, and also the biologics, which are anti-TNF therapy. TNF stands for tumour necrosis factor, and you need tumour necrosis factor in your life. You don't want to not have tumour necrosis factor, so I'm really loath to take these medications. And they told me they give me 3 months to try and turn things around. They're going to look at me again, so what that involves I don't know as yet. I do have an issue, I think I've shown you this before, with my, look at the difference in colour of my face to my hand. Two of my fingers are twisting, and because I can see that, I'm really conscious of that. My spine I can't see because it's inside my skin, so I can't see that. I tend not to think so much about that. So between those, and I've had, so I know I've had x-rays on my hands, and they've said that the spaces in between my joints are smaller than they should be, or bigger, smaller, I can't remember. Joint space narrowing, yeah, so joint space narrowing is happening in my hands. I've also had my knees x-rayed because they're quite painful sometimes, and they said the same there, so it's there too. Basically, I'm kind of an inflamed person, and I need to get my inflammation down, so I've taken major diet changes, but for me, mentally is the thing that's really kind of kicked in with me. So I know that I absolutely need to live my best life now. I need to do all the travel that I want to do, I need to do things physically that I want to do, and yes, some of that is like getting out there again and dance and music, and I need to do these things, and I need to do it now, because I could be in a position where I can't do that stuff later in life, and I want to know that I'm sitting in my rocking chair looking back thinking, go girl, you did that. And I feel so positive that that's where I want to be at, and that's what I want to do, and I'm going to fight this head on. I'm going to absolutely give it every bit of fight that I've got. Even sitting here like this now, I'm quite sore because I'm just sitting in one position and I need to kind of move a little bit more. But honestly, do what you can, just do what you can, because you've got to. So can I suggest you look at a channel called This Is The Life? It's IZZ, This Is The Life. Izzy is such a sweetheart. She's out there backpacking with her boyfriend, and she lives with AS. She's put some stretching videos up. I'm not going to do that because I just think it's a bit weird. Like, I don't feel like I'm the right person to do that. She is, and so go and have a look. The stretching, I just had to change my card because it ran out, so I'm sorry if that's a bit jumpy as to where I'm at now. I can't remember, but I was saying about, like, oh, this is the life, I think, bless her. Yeah, so go and check her channel out and just try and use this as a springboard into the positive, most best life that you can lead, because for me, it's really where I'm at, and like I said, it's almost in a way been a bit of a blessing, and I'm determined to absolutely do my best and live my best life. And I just wanted to hop on and give you guys an update, because I don't want you to, like, worry about me, sit there thinking, is everything all right, what's going on with her hair and all that. I just want to be okay with it, and your support on this channel obviously is going to be huge for me, because I'm able to try and tweak my life now to be more online. So when there's good days I can do stuff, when there's bad days I can chill out a bit more. There's loads more to tell you about my career progress and what's going on, but I'm going to do that in another video, talking about my writer life. So I will look forward to seeing you in that one. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the notifications bell and give my video a thumbs up. And you take care of yourself. If you are watching this because you've got AS, then my heart goes out to you. Lots of love, and please know you're not on your own, because there's others of us, and my email is always in the description box of these videos, and my door is open. So if you wanted to chat, no agenda, just come on and just send me a message, and I will be there and I will listen. Alright, you take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.